Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post another quick video here. This is the next installment of the Give Me 10 thread. Today's category, actually one that was sent as a request from Tron Cat. He sent over a quick message for me and asked me what some of my favorite nu metal bands were. I don't have a ton of that. I mean, in terms of just all other categories, as much as I may have other categories, excuse me. But nu metal is definitely one of those genres that, again, I don't have a lot, but the few things I do have, I just love it to death. Just listen to it, just squeeze the life out of every bit of it. So it's definitely a genre that I like. The stuff that I like in it, I tend to really like in it. But anyway, I just kind of pulled out 10, I guess one honorable mention, but just kind of, give me 10 songs in that category that just really kind of, every time I hear them, just gets me pumped up and takes me to that wonderful place that only music can. So one that I'll do is kind of an honorable mention, because I have 11 that I pulled out. There's a song actually playing in the background, which is off this CD, which is Tool. This is Enema, and this is the song Stink Fist, which is a really cool song. So that's one I definitely have to put as kind of an honorable mention. And let me kind of say too, I know when you start getting into categorizing genres and stuff like that, two people can hear the exact same group and have them in two totally different genres or whatever. So do me a favor. I'm sure some of the stuff I show may not be what you consider to be nu metal, but don't get too caught up, please, in arguing or debating about what category they're in, because again, to a certain degree, it's very subjective in my mind. So these are bands that I consider to be nu metal bands as far as my taste and feel and what I get from it and everything else. So I'll save the best for last, as if those of you who really know me can guess what it is anyway. Yeah. So let's start here. One I will pick is Rammstein. And of course, everyone knows the song Du Hast off of here. I think that's just a very classic track, and as simple as it is, and as much as it's been played, again, it never gets old. Every time it kicks in, great stuff. So that's one that I would have in my top 10, or Give Me 10 nu metal. Here's one too that could be kind of debatable for a lot of people. And again, I've oftentimes struggled in terms of thinking where to put them, because depending on what album you choose, you could put them in different categories. But I would kind of put them in the nu metal category too, just because some of the vocals that take place inside of their performances and so forth. I mean, you have beautiful melodic singing that can go right into sometimes what sounds like almost death metal type stuff. But anyway, In This Moment, and there's actually a couple of different songs you could pick off of here. I would probably say Daddy's Fallen Angel would be number one that I would pick off of here. But Beautiful Tragedy, Prayers, there's a lot of good songs on this CD, and this is definitely their best. This is their first album, and it's just, I think, perfection from front to back. Next, I would go with, and I consider these guys nu metal, Static X. I saw them in concert a few years back, and you can see that I got their signature on this CD. And again, on here, there's a couple different songs you can choose, but I would probably have to say the song Bled for Days is my favorite song by them, which is on this album, which is Wisconsin Death Trap. So that's definitely one I would pick in the Give Me 10 for favorite nu metal. Let's skip over to vinyl here. I'll come back to CDs. Of course, this is a band that's pretty much synonymous with nu metal, which is Disturbed. And so one of the songs I had to pick off of here, which of course, you have, going brain dead here, Stupefy, which is a great song, but I would have to probably go with Down with the Sickness. That's the song I would pick off of this particular album, which is really good stuff. I'll set it here. Next, and this is one that could be debatable with people, but I consider this band a new metal band. So 9 Inch Nails. That's one. This is an original pressing of Pretty Hate Machine. Original price sticker of $8. But yeah, and again, there's tons and tons of songs that you could pick off of here, but I think it's hard not to go with Head Like a Hole. That was really the first song that ever brought me to 9 Inch Nails, and so that's kind of my classic that, again, it's just a great, in my opinion, new metal song that I never get tired of hearing. Another great one, Korn. And they have a lot of good stuff to choose from as well, so it was kind of tough here. But again, I think when I think about Korn, the first song that brought me to them was Freak on a Leash. And, you know, that guitar riff at like a 3-minute mark going into that song, that's just something that just gets me so fired up every single time I hear it. Again, you're talking about just like goosebumps and the, you know, already like the down-tuned sound of Korn, and then just that part of that song is just so damn powerful. But yeah, so definitely Korn, Freak on a Leash is one I have to go with. And then we will jump actually back to 9 Inch Nails. This is Downward Spiral. I'm sure you guys are often pretty familiar with this album. And of course the song Closer. I mean, again, that's just kind of an absolute classic where 9 Inch Nails is concerned. And let's see, we'll go back to a CD here. And again, this is a band I don't necessarily know where most people would label them. I guess I easily put them in the new metal category. But Dope. This is No Regrets. And the song Violence off of here, love that song. I love that song. I find it amazing that that song can bring out like so many different energies all at once, whether it's the actual energy of violence, or there's also kind of just this very sexy nature to it, and I mean just like all of these different just in like intense emotion related things are all captured in that one song to me, and I never get tired of hearing it. So Violence by Dope is definitely one on the list. The last two, got to go back to Disturbed. Again, I think they're one of the bands that really dominate that new metal category. And this is 10,000 Fists. Of course, this the vinyl of this, in case anyone's wondering, maybe seeing this for the first time, only came in the box set. I don't think it's ever been released. It's just an album in and of itself. So this is out of the Disturbed box set. And again, there's a lot of great songs you could pick off of here, like 10,000 Fists, Stricken, Sons of Plunder. I mean, again, a lot of great stuff. But the song I'm going to go with for my Give Me 10 is Just Stop. I love the energy of that song. I love the storytelling of that song. I don't know, it's just really good stuff. I mean, just Disturbed doing their thing. This is a gatefold, by the way, in case anyone wants to see that. So I think that's 9. And last but not least, this last one, which I know it's supposed to be one song, but I'm going to kind of mesh this as one group to represent the one song, because I can't just pick one song by this group. And it's none other, Godsmack. At least I narrowed it down to 3 CDs, so that's good. But yeah, anyone who knows me knows that Godsmack is, you could pretty much say, my favorite band. I've seen them in concert 14 times, I think, 14 or 15 times, and it never ever gets old. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is. It's their music for the most part is rather simple. So whenever people, sometimes, you know, friends or people I'm talking to, you know, just having fun debating, talking about music and everything, the one thing they always knock on Godsmack for is their kind of like simplicity. Like, you know, all of the, especially on the first album, you know, you could pretty much play almost the entire album in drop D tuning, which anyone who plays guitar kind of knows that's a pretty simplistic way to play guitar. Then you have songs like Bad Religion, where they, you know, pretty much 80% of the song is played with just kind of one open chord. So the simplicity element of Godsmack has always been there. But that's exactly what I love about them, is that, they'll get going in a song, and I've talked about this in a video before, they'll get on a rhythm, and then it's like both guitars, both lead guitars, the bass guitar, and all three are just on this rhythm, playing this one note or this one chord over and over and over. And then, excuse me, Shannon, who is an absolute beast on the drums, even though he wasn't on the first album, he's just doing a thing in the background. It's almost like a lot of times they get on those rhythms, the guitars are keeping time and keeping the rhythm, and the drummer, Shannon, is the one really throwing in all the different elements into the song. And I just love that. It's just like a power army marching type music. And so I don't know, that's just what I love about Godsmack, and they do that better than anybody. So when you start on this album, this is also signed CD, I got it signed by Sully. It is almost impossible to pick one song. I tell you what, I'll pick one song off of each CD that I'll say is the best that should be in the Gimmie 10. And on this one, I'd probably have to go with Moon Baby. Whatever was the first song that brought me to Godsmack. Keep Away was the song that really made me fall in love with Godsmack. But then going back to this album, Moon Baby was the genius that I saw in Godsmack. So again, Moon Baby off of this album is definitely my favorite. Going to Godsmack 4, also signed by Sully. Again, a lot to pick off of here. I would probably have to say the song has between Shine Down and The Enemy. I'd probably have to say The Enemy, just because The Enemy holds a little closer, a little tighter spot in my heart, maybe, just because on one leg of a tour they did, I saw them maybe 3 times, and they opened with The Enemy each time, so, there's kind of this natural adrenaline I've associated with that song when I hear it. My case is cracked. Let me replace that. I just went through and did a replacement on all of my CD cases that were cracked. I replaced like 300 fronts, so I think I need to replace that one too. And then last but not least, we have Godsmack's second album, which is Awake. You can see too, this one's also signed by Sully. And yeah, there's no question about this. Off of this album, Awake, that is a song that when I'm driving in my car and that song comes on, you just have to give me 5 minutes by myself so I can get through that, and then we can go back to talking or doing whatever that popped up. That song gets me so freaking fired up, and I have no idea why, but it is freaking awesome, absolutely awesome. Yeah, I mean, Godsmack, I just love them to death, and like the Godsmack symbol. This is a better picture of it here. The Godsmack symbol right there with the sun, which they actually took from Alice in Chains. They got the name and the symbol they took from Alice in Chains. But I actually have that right there tattooed on the upper part of my back right there. So I wish I'd have had more time with, because when I met Sully for the second time when I got all of his autographs, I didn't think about it the first time. The second time, the line was kind of moving so fast, and I kind of forgot about it again. Always wanted to get a picture of him, like, giving the devil horns to my Godsmack tattoo in the back. But again, it just totally slipped my mind when I saw it. I'm just like, oh, Sully, you're the greatest. I can't believe it. But anyway, that's what I would pick for my my top 10 or my Gimmie 10 new metal songs. So again, Tron Cat, I did that one especially for you first. I know you wanted to see my new metal picks. And as always, VC, hope you enjoyed it. And we will be back probably tonight to do another video of another Gimmie 10. I have some new finds, so I need to do a new finds video. So maybe I'll do that one first as well. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. And we will talk to you soon.